La 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 la.
What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well, man. Happy Tuesday. And hey, I wanted to just quickly make this video. I did get a suggestion from one of my fellow patrons here about making a video about some of my guitars. Why I chose them, which ones do I have, what I like and dislike about them, all the good stuff, right? So this is gonna be a video just going over some of my gear. Hope you enjoy. So I have a total of, see the next headstocks? 1, 2, 3, 4, baby. I have 4 guitars. I'll do a little panorama video here. But I do have the Flying V, 1981 reissue. I got the Gibson Acoustic. I have no idea what model it is. I have my Pride and Joy, which is my 62 reissue Stratocaster. And then, of course, I got the Epiphone John Lennon Casino. All of which I love and adore. Love and adore all of my guitars. But let's talk about some of them, okay? So, one of the first things that I definitely want to talk about in terms of my guitars, how did I get them? How did I acquire them? Did I buy them? Etc., etc. The answer to that is actually no. None of these guitars I've actually purchased. I have been handed down each guitar. And I know that's kind of wild to think about. First thought might come to mind, well, you're privileged, whatever. I definitely would say that I'm very, very blessed. I'm blessed for a couple reasons. One, I'm blessed to be breathing. I'm blessed to be in a family that just exudes music, right? So all of my guitars were handed down by family members, and by that I mean literally 2 family members. So I come from a very musical background. My dad is a guitar player, has been in a band his whole life. He eventually got me in the band, and now we do the thing as the band. And I have musical cousins. I have musical grandparents. I got a whole line of musical lineage. And so through time and just showing, that I had an interest in music and guitar, I was handed down guitars to continue the tradition, if you will. I was handed down 3 of the guitars by my father. Shout out to you, Dad. Love you. And I was handed down 1 guitar by my cousin, Joshua Radin. And yeah, let's just go through them. Yeah, let's just go through them. All right. So let's go from just left to right. Yeah, basic. So here we do have, right? Right, that's like the Shrek song. Yeah, man, we got the Gibson 1981 reissue of the 58. It's got beautiful markings on it just from wear and tear. I don't know if you can see the neck, but it's got some discoloration. A lot of the finish is already worn off, which is awesome. So yeah, this guitar was the most recent handed down to me. This guitar, sheesh. I mean, I don't even know what to say, but at the end of the day, this guitar was one of my father's main guitars. And he recently, very recently, like after I started my Instagram page recently, he recently brought this to a gig because I really wanted to try it out and just, check it out for fun and just use it at a gig, right? And I don't know, I really took to the guitar. I really just immediately bonded with it. I just thought, what a great guitar. It's super light. I love the neck profile. I love the action on it. The pickups sound amazing. It's a 1981 reissue of the 58. Those are high ticket items. I'm not 100% sure the price of this right now. But I know that my dad bought this off of somebody in 1981 used. So this guitar is really special just in its quality and quantity. It's a beast. And this was one of the guitars that my dad came up on, so it's really special to me too. And I'll always hold that forever. So in that regard, like I said, I took to this guitar immediately, and then he was eventually like, I want you to have this guitar. I saw you bond with it. I want you to keep playing it. If you're not gonna play it, my dad is an avid, active player, but he's not playing the guitars as ferociously as I am at this stage in my life, I guess you could say. So you know, he was like, hey, listen, if I'm not playing the guitar, it just sits up on the wall, right? Which is great. I get to see it all the time. I'll play it when I want, but you know, you're playing your guitars out here on your Instagram and at gigs, you're playing the guitar way more than me. Like, I'd rather see it be played. So, this one was handed down to me some months ago, like not even very long ago. I would say 6 months ago-ish. And I've just loved it. I currently have, excuse me, I believe 48 to 10 string gauge on this one. I do keep this one a little bit lighter of a string gauge because I like to have that flexibility for Albert King style stuff, right? So the B string is, you know, not, like, what is it? Like, it's not a 13. I think it's something like that, right? I can't remember off the top of my head. But it's just a little bit more slinkier, so I can get some of those bends and stuff like that. And just the neck profile, though I love it, is not my exact neck profile shape. And I'll get into that a little bit. But so I keep the strings lighter just to be able to maneuver a little bit better. So that is my 1981 reissue Flying V, Carina Wood, beautiful guitar. One thing of note, I believe the pickups are not original. I believe everything else on this guitar is original. The pickups were done. We went to a NAMM show or something like that, and he got some new pickups for it. So not an original guitar. What? And then, you know, the patron, shout out to you, did want to know what my likes and dislikes are about the guitar. So I will go through dislikes of each guitar. The Flying V is a great guitar. It is something that you need to kind of get used to in terms of the body shape, just because right where you're playing it right here, it's, you know, it's very skinny, as opposed to like a Stratocaster body or like even like a hollow body or even a Les Paul. So it's got a very skinny like profile right here, which can get, it's tough to get used to. And then neck profile, it's not my favorite neck profile. I think one thing that I need to, just to be vulnerable with you guys, just to get better at in terms of my learning and education, I don't really know my neck profiles. I don't know like, oh, this is like a hard C or like a V. Like, I'm not really sure about that. I just pick it up and I know what I like, right? So really the only true love of neck profile is my Stratocaster. I don't know what neck profile it is, but it's my favorite. So this one, what I can describe it as is it feels a little bit wider. Feels a little bit, a little bit more bulky. I wouldn't say this is a bulky neck by any means, but it's definitely got a little bit more to it. And it also feels, if I had to describe it, it's a little bit more like round and not like a scooped thing going on. So I guess wider is what I think of in my mind when I have to describe it. Also, this one I believe has the original frets on it, which is great. I love that. However, there can be, I got my Stratocaster refretted last year and it like blew my mind about how much of a difference a refret can do. Just because in terms of bending, when the frets are actually like, you know, they're not like flattened down by wear and tear, when they're like up and like just brand new, or maybe not brand new, but just a little bit worn in, it's easier to like bend and kind of get under the string in front of you, so you can sustain and hold that bend. Sometimes with the worn out frets, it's easy for your finger to slip over the string because there's not that, because the fret is actually worn down. It's almost flat if you look at them. And so I would want to get a new fret job on this, and it's not my favorite neck profile. The weight of the guitar also is a factor. It's not, I like a little bit of weight, right? It's a little bit light. But other than that, those are things that I don't actually think of on a basis where I'm actually playing the guitar. Like, those things don't ever cross my mind, but if I had to really like hone in on some things, that would be it. But other than that, I'm in love with this guitar. It's my perfect dream world second backup guitar to my Stratocaster. I couldn't ask for anything more. It gives me a unique look. You know, not everybody has a V, and while that might sound weird or vain, it's kind of cool to have a guitar that, you know, stands out. I feel like I have like a very hot rod style guitar with this, and that stokes me out. So, and then you know, we gotta have what kind of picks do I use? The Elliott Battle Specials. All our lives, I've always had just picks with my dad's name on them, and then eventually my name on them. But I think they're close to like the Tordex, like the yellow, the mediums. So that's the V. Love the V. 1981. Almost all original, I think, except the frets. Could be wrong, but anyways, love this guy. All right. So this guy, and dude, I had to look up what it's called, because honestly, it doesn't say like on the inside of the acoustic what the model is, but I believe this is just the Gibson J45. It's a version of it. Beautiful guitar. Even got original Grover tuners on them, which is super cool. J45. I think this one was actually purchased, I want to say like potentially late 70s, for sure in the 80s. This guitar was also passed down to me by my father. Shout out to you, Dad. Love you forever. And I really love this guitar. It's my only acoustic guitar that I've had. My dad eventually upgraded his acoustic game and then handed this one down to me. And so, yeah, I do a lot of acoustic playing. You know, it's not. I'm not an acoustic player, right? I didn't learn on the acoustic guitar. I didn't, you know, have gigs or record with an acoustic guitar. So this is my kind of, you know, it's my kumbaya moment, right? It's just a fun thing to have, to strum stuff out, to work on songwriting. Sometimes if I want to get bluesy, acoustic-y, I play this thing. You can check videos out like that on my Instagram. Excuse me. But other than that, I really just have this just to have an acoustic guitar, right? I traveled with it, you know, bring it with friends on trips and things like that. I've gone camping with it. It's gone everywhere with me, really. It's definitely a road dog. It's got lots of wear and tear on it for sure. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful specimen of an acoustic guitar, right? Not a lot to say about this one. In terms of what I dislike about it, it definitely just needs a tune-up. It's, like I said, it's from the 70s or 80s. And it's, you know, besides, we put in a new bridge piece right here, this little guy. And I believe this guy is new right here. But a new fret job and just kind of like a tune-up would be great. The action is very high, so that's another factor that can be fun or not. And other than that, this is just a great guitar. I really don't have a lot to say about its negativity. Plus the Gibson, the J45 is just, it's classic. It's a road warrior. It's meant to, you know, to ride hard and put away wet. What? And yeah, it's just a great guitar. Not a lot to say about it in terms of negativity. But it's not like I'm out here playing the acoustic guitar every single day, right? I definitely pick it up, I would say maybe on a weekly basis, once or twice maybe, but I'm not out here, you know, I'm just being honest with you guys, right? Alright, that's the acoustic. Love it to death though, it's a beautiful, beautiful guitar. Alright, we are getting near, I'm saving the best for last, folks, right? So, this next guitar, you probably don't see me play it as much. But this one was actually handed down, like I said, my cousin is Joshua Radin. Cut to Joshua Radin.
The way your hair lies, sometimes unrecognized.
And, yeah, so like I said, so this guitar was handed down by my cousin, Josh Radin.
And you are the one I've been waiting for today.
And he had this guitar for quite a while. Used it in all of his live shows. It's the John Lennon Epiphone Casino. Beautiful guitar. Beautiful guitar. And the story of how I got this guitar is, gosh, not really a crazy story, but I was I was at a point, it was after college, and I was with my buddies, and we would go up to LA trips to, you know, just get stoned and go to the observatory and like trip out at the like big telescopes and stuff like that, or go to Amoeba Records and in Hollywood and buy records. I'd buy like a bunch of blues stuff there and stuff like that. So my cousin Josh lives up there in LA near the Griffith Observatory. So it was one of those trips where we were going to the Griffith Observatory and to Amoeba. It was like a thing that we did all the time. And I called him up or texted him maybe the day prior, and I was like, hey, I'm going to be up in LA. Like, let me know if you're around or available. Like, I'd love to just visit and say hi. You know, I got friends with me. We can crack some beers, you know, smoke some joints, and we'll hang out and have a good time. They're all musician friends, so we can, you know, get down with some music and some tunes if you want. It'll be a great time, right? So at that point, we're in LA, and I was going to go meet Josh at his house with my buddies. We all met. I introduced my cousin to my friends, and we cracked open some beers. We started talking about this, that, and the other. Music, guitars. He's got guitars around the room. One thing leads to another. I'm not sure how we got on the conversation, but he directly asks me, he goes, well, what kind of guitar would you like for your next guitar? Like, And it was literally like I looked around the room, like I was like, at that time to keep in mind that this was years ago. I really wanted like an ES335 or just a hollow body guitar, like a Tobacco Sunburst. I don't know, I was just really into like the Cream, Eric Clapton, the Freddie King, just all that kind of stuff. Otis Rush, stuff like that. But I wanted a Tobacco Sunburst. I liked the Tobacco. I didn't really love the Cherry Red. It was too flashy for me. So I wanted a Tobacco Sunburst kind of hollow body guitar. Well, he's got this Casino in his house, and I was like, I just pointed at it as a reference. Like, oh, I'd want a guitar like that. Like a hollow body, double cutaway, Tobacco Sunburst, like a 335 kind of vibe, or just anything like that. And he's like, oh, cool, right on, man. He's like, well, dude, I mean, maybe one day I'll just give you this guitar. Like, I don't really ever use it as much. He has an actual Gibson ES335, same colorway. He is, I believe, still a Gibson endorsed artist. If not, he was. So he did acquire, not an Epiphone, but an actual Gibson ES335. And that's kind of his main electric guitar, to the best of my knowledge, still. And, yeah, so anyways, we left. And a couple days went by, or maybe a week went by, I'm not really sure. And I just remember Josh, I believe, maybe texting me or calling me or something, and just being like, yo, like, if you want this guitar, you can come pick it up at my house. I was like, what? Are you serious? So, long story short, I met his manager up at his pad in LA. He was touring at the time. But I met up with his manager, and I rang on his doorbell, met the guy, and he had this guitar in the case ready for me. Like, here you go. This is what Josh, told me to give to you. So yeah. So man, I've thanked him about 1,000,000 times since. It's a great guitar. Really nice neck profile. I like to call the neck, it's like a butter neck, dude. I feel like I could slide up and down the neck. I don't know. The action mixed with the neck profile just makes this guitar so easy to play. Such a quick neck. I don't know if that makes sense. And obviously the P90s are awesome. The dog ear pickups are great. It's the only guitar I have with P90s, so it's really fun, and it gives me like a different sound. Now that I'm actually thinking about it, it's kind of cool. I have 3 electric guitars, all of which have different pickups. So that's kind of fun. My tone changes from time to time. I don't have a lot of complaints about this guitar, man. The ones that I would say are, it's a hollow body, so if you're in a loud environment, it's going to feed back on you every single time. You got to be quick with the tone controls and the volume controls, and you got to be quick to just mute it with your hand, right? My dad and other people have told me as tips to stuff the actual hollow body with t-shirts or cloth, like black ones, so you couldn't tell, and that can maybe help with it, but I never got around to doing that. So yeah, this is a great guitar. This would be like my 3rd seed. If the V craps out and the Stratocaster craps out, I'd go to this one for sure. Like I said, got a great, I would definitely get a refret on this one too. The frets are smashed down, dude. They're like flat practically. So yeah, that's the Epiphone Casino, the John Lennon version. I believe this is a 90s model. I looked it up one time. I believe that these were made sometime in the 90s, to the best of my knowledge, based on like the number and stuff like that. But it's based off the 1965 Casino, John Lennon version. It's the guitar that he uses in Let It Rain, that song, or the Rain song. Let It Rain song. I can't remember what it's called. And it's also the different colorway, but he uses this on the Rooftop performance. So yeah, great guitar. Really cool. Really dig that. All right. We are at the piece de resistance, folks. We're at my main squeeze. All right. I'm sure you've seen me play this guitar 100,000 million gajillion times. You're probably like, I'm so over seeing this goddamn guitar. Dude, this is the one and the only, right? It's a dirty as fuck right now. But that just shows. I mean, I play this thing like, like it's my baby. That's my everything, dude. I play it so much I don't even have time to clean it. My dad is gonna kill me for that. This is my 1962 reissue, probably 1988 Stratocaster. Fender Strat, American made. God, I don't even know what else to say about it. It's like it's my baby. It's my everything. I've had this guitar forever. I don't even know when I mean, I can remember playing on this guitar. So this was one of my dad's guitars. This was one of his early guitars that he used all the time. And then, you know, this is one of his main guitars, and then he eventually passed this down to me at a young age. I was, you know, I've had this guitar forever. I can't even think about when he handed this down to me. I mean, it had to have been 28 now. I just had my birthday. I'm 29 now. I've had this guitar for at least 10 years, and that's like on the, I mean, I've had this guitar for at least 15 years. You know, at least at the age of like I want to say between like 11 and 13, maybe 14. No, maybe, I don't know. I've had this guitar for a really, really long time. I've learned everything on it. I've done everything on it. I've toured with this guitar. I've taken it to all my shows. It's been with me forever, man. It's all of the markings are for real, like real wear and tear. This is not a relic guitar. It's my everything, man. It's been with me and my pops forever. And I want to note that I did all this. I'm super proud of it. So yeah, 1962 reissue, made in Brea, California. Don't think they make these anymore. Not really 100% sure. Got the vintage style, you know, tuners where you actually have to put the string into the tuner, which is kind of it's not around anymore on the Strats, which is kind of a bummer. Almost, well, no, not really anything is original. Let me explain as to why. I mean, obviously the pots and the tone controls and the volumes are all original. It's got the Seymour Duncan hot rail in the bridge. It's been in there since I've acquired the guitar, since it was passed down to me, which just makes it a killer guitar. I mean, absolutely killer. It makes it such a unique guitar. It's got that warmth, like, you know, Les Paul style. It's a mini humbucker, right? So it's got a lot of, you know, warmth, bite, and crunch and badassery to it. This is a Fender Fat 50s middle pickup, so it's got that clean up, nice Seabury Vaughn Texas style Buddy Guy vibe, and then it's got the stock neck pickup. It's been refretted. Like I said, I refretted this guitar in January of 2020. And it was, in my opinion, one of the best decisions I ever made. I am a firm believer in refretting your guitars after they wear down. What happens basically, just to go quickly into that, is those frets actually, you know, they're kind of like this, and they flatten after time. You're pressing down, which means the string over time is pressing down on it, which you can, if you move the string away, you can actually tell that, you can see where it like indents. It's like a flat. So it just creates a little bit more, it just makes it harder to bend and stuff like that. I think somewhere in between fresh pair and a little bit broken in frets is the way to go. Just makes bending so much easier. And so it's been refretted once, and I mean, I don't know what else to say about it, man. It's like my right arm. It's like my soul. It's an extension of my heart and my mind and my body. The bridge is actually not original, but it's got time period correct parts back in it. Shout out to Moe's Music in Fullerton. It's one of the oldest music stores in California, and they are a direct Fender dealer, so they are able to get like stuff like this, like, you know, from their direct factory and stuff like that. So I was super fortunate to hook up with those guys. Thank you. And yeah, like I said, it's an amazing piece of so yeah, man, like I was saying, got cut off there, but this is an amazing musical instrument. It's my everything. I will forever have this as my main guitar. If I ever get a signature guitar, putting that into the universe, that I will. I want it to look and feel exactly like this. I want this color. I want the Seymour Duncan hot rail, Fender Fat 50s, and then whatever original. And I want all the kind of period correct pieces, like the tuners and the bridge piece and all that good stuff. Also note, I don't use the tremolo ever. I actually have a piece of wood back here. You can see that. It's literally a piece of wood cut out and shaped to literally stick in between here so it blocks out the tremolo. I just don't really have a need for it. I don't have any problem with it, but it's not, you know, in my arsenal, nor do I care to have it in my arsenal. Not anything bad, it's just not my forte. But anyways, yeah, love it, man. This is my everything. I can't. All I can say is that this is a beautiful guitar. I'm in love with it. I genuinely love this guitar. It's everything. It's everything. So yeah, that is my collection of guitars. You guys, thanks for sticking around, man. I know that I didn't have a whole lot to say about the guitars, but I appreciate you just going with me through this. You know, it's super fun. I'll definitely go through some other type gear stuff with you guys. I can go over my amp and some stuff like that, as well as pedals. And yeah, we're just gonna keep on the good times a rolling. What is that even? I don't even know. Okay, good stuff. Rambling, dude. I don't know what's happening. But yeah, again, appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for listening to my little guitar story. And I love and appreciate you guys always, man. Thank you so much for the support. And until next time, all right? Peace out, y'all.